welcome to another episode of I Demand a Homestead. My name is Amanda, and today is a kind of soggy early spring day, and as you can clearly see, there's too much snow for me to get out and plant, and it's raining, which I guess I should be happy about because the snow is going to melt. But anyway, I'm itching to get out and plant, but I can't do that yet. So today what we're going to do instead is we're going to make something super awesome, which is port. Now port is a fortified wine, basically, which means that things are added to it. Originally that was done to kind of try and preserve it for longer, but port is actually a really nice kind of sipping drink, which can be a great thing to have on kind of winter nights, or as an appetizer, or even after dinner. Can be a lovely thing to have. So normally port is made in kind of big giant fermenting buckets, the way you would make a batch of wine, but I don't drink that much port, and so I like to kind of make it one bottle at a time, which I've never kind of found a method for, so I sort of invented one. So we're going to show you how we do that today, one bottle at a time. So what we're going to use, we're actually going to make elderberry port out of our elderberry wine, which, if you're interested in seeing how we do that, I'll post the link for the video, or the videos rather, a couple of videos about how we made elderberry wine using our own elderberries, okay? So the ingredients we're going to need to make the port is going to be obviously a bottle of wine. Doesn't have to be elderberry, whichever one you like, okay? We're also going to add some sugar to it. So it's going to be a sweet kind of dessert wine. We're going to use our own honey, which we got from our Warre beehives, and I also have videos on how to kind of do that if you're interested as well. So we're going to use that for the sweetness, but you could use sugar. Then you need some extra alcohol, okay, which we don't make ourselves because that would be illegal. What we're going to use brandy. Okay, brandy is a very kind of traditional alcohol to use when making port. You could probably do vodka if you wanted kind of a more neutral alcohol. I like brandy when you're doing red wine because it kind of has some nice honey, kind of spicy type tastes in there, which I think really goes well, okay? Now again, normally port's made in large barrels and oftentimes aged in oak barrels, which I won't be doing. So what I'm also going to do, this part's optional, I'm going to add just like a drop of this liquid smoke, okay? Just to kind of give it a little bit more kind of oomph. If you wanted to, you could make this probably like in a gallon batch size, and you can get some oak chips and put them in a bag and kind of have them in there to try and get some actual kind of oak flavor. Again, I'm not doing that. I'm going to do this one bottle at a time. Okay, so let's get started and we'll talk about what we're going to do. Okay, so we're ready to start. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add my elderberry wine. So port is normally around 20%, 20 to 22% alcohol. So depending on what kind of alcohol you're using, it will have a certain kind of percentage. Let's see if you can see that. It'll have a certain percentage on the label. This one is 40%. So you can use percent alcohol calculators when you're making this, so it can tell you exactly how much to add, okay? So again, this is 40%. My wine is about 12%. And based on the calculator, I need to add 1 cup of brandy to my soon-to-be port. Okay, so that's going to go in there. Perfect. Excellent. Now, you're going to add sugar or sweetness. So in our case, it's going to be honey. And you can add about 1/2 cup to 2/3 of a cup of sugar. Because honey is sweeter, I'm going to add less than that. So I'm adding about 1/2 cup of honey, and that's going to be just perfect for us. All right. And then the honey is going to take a little bit to dissolve. So I'm just going to stir it. But as I said, I want a little bit of smokiness in there, but not much, okay? So I'm going to add some of that liquid smoke, but just like a drop. The stuff is so strong. That's it. Just a drop. And then we give it a stir. And that, folks, is it. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to pour this into our decanter. You could store it in a bottle of wine too, or a wine bottle. This is just easier for me because it's got a top to it. Now, if you decide you want to age this port, you will need to add some sulfites to it. And aging will kind of change it a little bit, especially if you decided you want to put some oak chips in there. You can age this for 6 months, longer, and it will start to oxidize a little bit. It will become more like what they call a tawny port, which is a little bit more caramel tasting in flavor. This one is fine for me. I'm not going to age it at all. It's perfect. Okay, let's give it a try. Remember, it's 20% alcohol, so you don't need very much. Okay, a little glass like this is just perfect. Lovely. All right, thank you for joining me on another episode of I Demand a Homestead. If you like this video, please feel free to press the subscribe button so you won't miss another one of my videos. All right, everybody, have a great day. I'm hoping that spring has come to you wherever you are and you guys are ready to plant. And join me again when I am ready to get back out in the garden. All right, everybody, have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.